Okay, so you clicked on this video for one of two reasons. One, you don't know anything about basketball and have never played it before. Or two, someone sent this to you because they think you suck at basketball. Sorry about that. Or you're here for some other reason, but either way, you're in the perfect spot to learn the fundamentals of basketball. Starting with... So obviously, you are going to need a basketball, some shoes, preferably basketball shoes, but something with a lot of traction is necessary, and yourself. And make sure you have some shorts and a jersey on. Like, come on, man. Was that really necessary to say?
Yes! Fucking idiot, bro.
Okay, shut the fuck up. It's time to learn about... On every court, there are two basketball hoops. They are each 10 feet tall and have a rim with, hopefully, a net on them. Sometimes, these hoops will have something that's every hooper's worst nightmare on them, which is a double rim. A double rim is where the hoop appears to have two rims on it, like this, and makes it very hard to get a shot in unless it's a swish. Anyways, apart from that monstrosity, the court itself is 94 feet long by 50 feet wide. Or in simpler terms, a lot fucking shorter than a football field. On a basketball court, there are some lines on each side. The one in the middle is just called the half-court line, which is called that because it divides the court into two equally spaced halves. The circle in the middle of the half-court line is the jump ball area, which I'll have more on that later. This line right here is the three-point line, which again, I'll explain later. This box right here is called the paint. And they call it that because it's typically a different color compared to the rest of the court. Crazy, I know, I know. At the end of the paint is a half circle, which is where free throws are shot at. Again, I'll explain later. I'm sorry for not doing it now. Anyways, that's what the court is like, but why don't we explain? So when getting around a basketball court, you can't just hold the ball and run around. This isn't football, and that would be called a travel. Instead, you have to dribble. Dribbling is where you throw the ball down on the ground for it to bounce up again. And you can do that as many times as you want, with a few caveats. You can only bounce the ball with one hand at a time, meaning that this does not count as dribble. When you pick up the ball, you are not allowed to start dribbling again. You must either pass the ball or shoot it. But what do I mean when I say shoot it? Well, because this is a sport, you gotta score in order to win. And there's a few different ways you can score the ball. Any shot that you can make into the basket will score you 2 points. Wanna shoot from here? 2 points. Here? 2 points. What about there? Also 2 points. Right here? That's 3 points? Wait a second. Oh, right. So remember when I was talking about the 3-point line earlier? Yeah, so everything behind the 3-point line is worth 3 points. Okay, so in basketball, you can only score 2 and 3 points. That doesn't sound too complicated. Okay, what the fuck was that? Oh, how could I forget, man? Remember earlier when I was talking about that half circle at the top of the paint and how I said free throws were shot there? Well, that's a part of the game where someone gets to shoot shots inside of this half circle with no one being able to defend them. Each free throw is worth 1 point when you make it. And typically, more than one free throw is shot whenever you get the chance to shoot them. But when do you get the chance to shoot free throws? Well, for that, we're gonna have to look at my little friend, the foul. A foul is when someone does something that's not allowed in the rules. And there's quite a few different ways that can happen. Now, I could go on to explain every single foul name and what they do, but honestly, that would take forever. So instead, I'm gonna bundle them into 3 different categories of fouls. Starting with The regular foul. This happens when you shove someone dribbling or hit some part of their body with your arm or leg. The play is just called dead and the team that the foul was on gets the ball. The shooting foul. This is just a regular foul, but when someone is shooting the ball. Free throws get awarded as a result of this foul. 2 for a 2-point shot, 3 for a 3-point shot, and 1 if the person makes the shot as they get fouled, which is called an and one. Flagrant/technical foul. This occurs when the referee thinks that the contact occurred was too excessive, like kicking someone in the nuts.
And down goes Adams.
Sorry, Steven Adams. As a result, the team that had the foul occurred to them gets to shoot free throws and still gets possession of the ball. Something that I didn't mention but is very important is that you only have a certain amount of fouls per game. If you reach a certain threshold of fouls, like let's say 6 is the threshold of fouls and you reach that, you are no longer able to play in the game once you get that 6th foul. Okay, so these are terms and rules that are important to know, but they didn't really fit any of the other categories I had before, so I just lumped them into this one. Starting with the jump ball. At the beginning of the game, the ball is thrown into the air in the middle of the court. 2 players on opposing teams are inside of the circle at half court, and whoever tips the ball to their teammate starts the game with possession of the ball. Blocks. Okay, so this is just a term on defense for when someone shoots the ball and a player on the other team gets a hand on the ball and deflects it away from the basket. Steals. This also happens on defense, but this occurs when someone swipes for the ball, when someone's dribbling and gets it, or when someone intercepts a pass intended for their teammate. The assist. This is just the term for when you pass the ball to someone else and they score immediately after you pass it to them. Rebounds. This is also just a term, but it's for when someone grabs the ball after a missed shot. And that's all you need to know about basketball. Now you can go back to that friend who thought you sucked at basketball and tell him all the information that you know now. Fuck you, Tim. Hey, now get out of here. Go and play. Come on. Come on, go out and play. That's right, baby. Go and play. No, seriously. What are you still doing here? Leave now. Go play now.